What's up guys, Tour of Southland over in New Zealand is on at the moment. Actually no, it finished I think yesterday, but what they have is a road bike only individual time trial. It's usually stage 7. This is the segment here, it's 13 kilometers long. The interesting thing is they always run the same time trial loop. It's always the same course. So we can go back, we can have a look at some of the times, we can have a look at some of their positions and see what we can learn about doing road bike time trials from it. So the course record was actually broken by Michael Vink a few days ago. The previous record was from Hamish Bond. He did a 15:51, 49k an hour. But Michael Vink a few days ago did a 15:31. I'm trying to get his power data and we'll do a bit of a video on that separately. But for now, let's look back at some of the previous fastest times and see what we can learn about road bike time trials. So the Tour of Southland do really good highlights videos. You can see them here. They're up on their YouTube channel. Link down below if you want to go have a look. But they only put up, maybe 20, 30 seconds of each rider. So we're going to go through here, see what we can learn. So this was back in 2018, where the current course record was set by Hamish Bond, the former rower who then went back to rowing for the Tokyo Olympics. I think he won gold in the men's 8 actually for New Zealand. But let's have a look here. So some of the positions here. I think this is Matt Zinovich. Oh, the other thing is the accents are hilarious. The Kiwi accents.
It's the placemakers, man. Number 81, Zinovich, down in time trial mode here along the roads outside of Winton.
If you're a fan of the New Zealand accent, it's good to watch. But let's go to Hamish Bond and check out his position, see what we can learn here. I'll put it on mute again. Okay, so here he is. He's got the New Zealand skin suit on, yellow Trek Madone, the casque helmet, but super low position. You can see he's really just gone for the get as low as possible, get the head down, and that should be right. And his physiology is crazy. Like he'd be pushing massive watts. He didn't put his power data on Strava, but you can see there, not particularly narrow. He's doing the hands on the hoods position. So elbows are out quite wide, but super low. Like he's almost below horizontal there. Heads down out of the wind. So I'd say for this position to improve, all he would really have to do is bring the forearms in, bring the elbows in, and get a bit narrower. He could have probably done that if he was doing the forearms on the bars position. Now, forearms on the bars position still it's UCI legal in time trials. It wasn't banned in 2018 anyway, so he could have been doing it. I'm not sure why he wasn't going for that position and why he was going for the hands on the hoods. I think most people know the forearms on the bars position is faster. Maybe it's due to the position of how he has his road bike set up. Like he's got the front end super long and super low, so it could actually just be physically uncomfortable to actually get in that position. Little bit of sneaky draft behind the van. That's all right, fair game, it's on course. So just super low. Hopefully they come up alongside and we get a bit of a better view. Very stable as well. There's a bit of side-to-side rocking of the head, but all in all, and that's Sam Gaze there, very good mountain biker. And you can just see the difference in the position there. So forearms more bent. You can see Hamish Bond's nearly got the right angle at the elbows. Sam Gaze here, still a very powerful rider, but nowhere near as low. You can see the difference in the head position here. Hamish Bond's head's down out of the wind. Sam Gaze got his head sticking up. We'll go back and watch it, but Hamish would just be doing way more power as well. He's just motoring past. So you can see there, again, look at the difference in position. He'd still be pumping massive watts, but nothing. Like I'm guessing Hamish Bond for this 15-minute effort probably did somewhere around 480 watts maybe, up there. Maybe even higher actually. Incredible physiology, Hamish Bond, so it wouldn't be surprising me. But you can see there, he doesn't need to be that aero. So that's the end, that's Hamish Bond there. This was the ride that made him set the course record. Next fastest is Aaron Gate in November 2020. Very good track rider, Aaron Gate, very good road rider. Let's see what he did. So we'll bring up the 2020 highlights.
This tour, we've got so many contenders who are all vying like this.
Okay, so Aaron Gate here, he's gone from the forearms on the bars position as well. What you'll notice that a lot of these guys do is their hoods are tilted in. So what bringing the hoods in allows you to do is do this thing where your hands are on the hoods, but then you're using the tops of the bars as a bit of a support for your forearm, which That is a grey area in the UCI rules. According to the new UCI rules, you're not allowed to use your forearm as a position of support, but I mean, it's kind of hard to, a bit of a grey area because you could kind of say, well, that's just my normal position when I'm getting low. But you can see, you'll see a lot of the guys, if you look at their shifters, when they're doing road bike time troubles, they're bringing their shifters in and it allows them to get a bit narrower and have that support under the forearm, take a bit of load off the triceps. So this is Aaron Gate here for setting the second fastest time that's been done over the course. Bit of a smaller rider, punching a smaller hole in the wind, but very, I guess, probably very similar to Hamish Bond's position. Actually, maybe a little bit higher, not quite as extreme in terms of the back angle, but the head's down, back's flat, looks really good. And you'll notice there, the other thing that I'm going to be getting at in a lot of these is very stable. There's not much rocking side to side. The head's stable because rocking and having your shoulders moving and your head wobbling isn't aero. So even if you're in a very good aero position on paper, if you're wobbling around side to side, you're not going to be aerodynamic. Another rider here, Ollie Jones, very good Zwift, probably one of the top Zwifters in the world, I think. Very strong Zwift rider, very strong climber as well. But you can see here, just not practiced that much. Doesn't look like for the time trial position, so up a lot higher compared to Hamish Bond and Aaron Gate there. So he's gone for the forearms on the bars, holding the head unit position, but you can just see the back angle there, not really low enough, so be creating a lot of drag. Next person down the list, Glenn Hayden. Actually, he's not in any of the highlights because he wasn't up in the GC, so we don't have any video footage of him. We do, though, of Dylan Kennett in 2019. I'll bring him up. I'll let the commentators chat about him. It's for the first bit. Let's watch this through. Very entertaining commentary.
But it also gives the other riders behind you a chance to do that. So here we are out on the course. Dylan Kennett riding a reasonably big gear here. He's well over this, but gosh, that guy's got a smooth technique, hasn't he?
Yes, Kennett comes into this tour with some fine form after winning one of the tours in Asia. And of course, he's a New Zealand representative on the track. So this kind of event will be the one that will suit this man.
Yeah, he's just built for time trialling. You can see there, not a square inch of body fat on this guy. He's well ripped out. Obviously, having had a big week. His form's come on as the tour's gone on too.
Well ripped up. I love it. Anyway, so let's go back and let's have a look. So this, actually, if we look at the power as well, Aaron Gate, who would be smaller than Dylan Kennett in terms of size, 404 watts for a 1557. Dylan Kennett here, 388 watts for 1619. So assuming the power is accurate, he's actually more aero, I'd say, in a better aero position than Aaron Gate there. And you can see he's put the prep in. Where is it, the 2019? So you can see he's so he was riding for St. George at the time, so he would have been on a Pardus road frame, but this is the Trek, I think this is the Trek time trial frame, and he's just stuck road handlebars on it. He's got the 80mm deep wheel, so he's obviously thought a lot about this position. And remember what I was saying with Hamish Bond, how he probably can't be comfortable with the forearms on the bars because it's too long and low. You can see here the bars actually on this bike for Dylan Kennett are a lot higher, and the reach isn't as long, which means he can sort of get tucked in and have that weight going through the forearms and still be comfortable. If the bars are out any further, it would be sort of stretched out and it would be very hard to hold. So you can see here, let's go back. The Trek there, very strong position, head down, super tucked in. The AERO overshoes and the skin suit, Rule 28 gloves. I mean, and stable as well. Again, the stability, not moving an inch, head stable, shoulders are stable. This is a very incredible road time trial position. Yeah, this looks awesome. Interesting there as well, the place of support he's using on the bars is actually closer to his wrist. He's not doing the classic sort of like back towards the elbow. He's doing really close up. So to do that, he'd be having that, getting some weight over the front of the head unit to counterbalance that. But yeah, extremely effective position this. And pretty interesting, like definitely he went in, like to fully set up his bike like that, he definitely was going in with the eyes on the prize there. Another one from 2019, we'll have a look through. This is Hamish Schruers. So coming in third overall, so a very important time trial for him, but you can see you can start to see the difference in the position. So back not as flat, head sticking up a little bit. I mean, the head's not too bad. The helmet sort of helps out, but his head's not super tucked. It is sort of up a little bit. But yeah, just the overall thing is just not low enough. So he needs to be getting those elbows. If you want it to be good, you can see the angle of that elbow. that elbow needs to be down here and the back needs to be rotated a lot further over if he would want to be more competitive in this arena. So yeah, you can see the difference between the top guys and this. So this here is Michael Vink. This is the rider, this is from last year. This is the rider who set the course record this year. So I don't want to show him yet because I'm trying to get him to upload his ride to Strava so we can have a look at some of the power data and do a bit more of an analysis. But you can see here Michael Vink, super low. But again, he made a lot of changes to break the record this year. So we'll be able to look at that sometime soon, hopefully. And then a bonus position I'm going to have to put in here, Corbin Strong. Not a great time, bit of a smaller rider, but a very nice position you can see here. So he's gone for the, very similar to Dylan Kennett, he's gone for the forearms on the bars, tuck the head down, overlap the hands. So a very tidy position, but he did a good tour. And then you can see here, this is coming into the finish. So maybe that position he wasn't able to hold for the whole time trial. He might have been doing that at the start, and then the position sort of just degraded over the course of the effort. He's lost some aerodynamics in the second half, would be my guess. So it is interesting that there's no riders using the drops. I think most people think or feel that the hood's position is more aero, which it possibly is. But for me personally, I've done well in some road bike time trials using the drops. It's something that I always also thought that you had to use the hoods. The aero position on the hoods was always faster until I saw it was actually TJ Van Garderen at Tour of Utah, I think in 2018. He won the road bike prologue with riding in the drops. And that was like a light bulb. I was like, oh, I could be pretty much just as aero in the drops if I ride it right. And I found for me, the position on the hoods, even though it was maybe aero, firstly, I couldn't stay stable in it. And secondly, it really fatigued my triceps. Just for whatever reason, the way I had the road bike set up wasn't good for me in the hoods. And I found using the drops allowed me to get lower, stay more stable, do better power. So now if I have a road bike time trial, I'm usually either doing in the drops, if it's semi-technical, or the forearms on the bars position, which is still allowed by the UCI in time trials. So even though all the riders you've seen here as examples are all doing the position on the hoods, you can consider doing the hands in the drops position. If that allows you to get your back down, get your head down, tuck your elbows in, I do think that can be just as aero for some riders and actually allow you to do better power and stay more stable as opposed to riding in the hoods. At least that was the thing for me, and that was a big change for my road bike time trialing, and also just road racing and crits and stuff if I'm off the front. Just knowing that I can be very efficient aerodynamically in the drops was a good thing. So that's it there for the video, guys. I'll end it there. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.